Classic Arena and Raid Shadow Legends might be one of the hardest parts of the game, but I'm going to show you how I managed to maintain a very high win rate, as you can see here, and progress through Arena as a relatively low spender, and you can do the same as well. Now, before we get into my strategies for grinding Arena successfully, this is Classic Arena, by the way, you may want to use my QR code above my head. One of the most important things is to have a good couple set of support champions. Uugo and Rector Drath are some of the best choices for newer players, and you can get both of those as you level up after using my link, which can be found once again by scanning the QR code or clicking the link in the description. You also get 2 more champions as you level up with my code, and once you've made an account through my link, you can choose between one of 3 legendary champions by going to the promo section and within 48 hours entering one of these codes on screen, depending on who you want to choose. So let's talk about how we can actually play Classic Arena effectively and keep our win rate super high. Now, if you want to grind Classic Arena, the number one thing is to try and get on the game a little bit more than just 1 time per day. Even if it's just 15 minutes here and there spread out throughout the day, 3 or 4 times per day is going to get you the best results. So make sure you got Raid on your phone as well as on Plarium Play, because you may want to just jump on when you're out and about and have a bit of spare time. So what we're going to do is talk about how we focus target priority and figure out who to fight first in each battle so that we know we're most likely going to win. So let's start with this fight here. Obviously, you want to try and choose a team with lower power. Try to avoid fights that look unwinnable. If they're unwinnable, you just need to wait the 15 minutes and refresh list and find other fights. Number one tip is just never take a fight if you're unsure you're going to win it, right? So team power here is lower, so that's a great opportunity for us. Now we just need to think about who we're going to attack first. Typically, we like to go for the supports first or the healers. They're going to be the thing that keeps the enemy team alive. So once they're dead, we can focus on the damage dealers. And in this case, we've got Tagoar as a level 60 support. We've also got Earstrid as a level 50 support. And then we've got Alice and Tagoar. So we're going to turn off auto to begin with. And we're going to go into this fight with my team. I've got Sun Wukong, who's a really good AoE damage dealer. He's a bit of an arena nuker. He's one of the champions you can get when you start your account. Then I've got Alice, who's a really good AoE nuker as well. We've got Cardio, who can revive and help heal. And then we've got a sort of team support with Queen of Hearts. So we're going to go into this with our focus on our target acquisition. But one more thing to think about is not just about who you should target first based on their role in the enemy team, but also their potential speed, right? We can look at their turn meter here and see who might be going first. In this case, there's not anyone that's particularly more speedy than the rest, so my main focus will 100% be to focus on Tagoar, who is their main support. So we're going to choose our A3s because we want to try and get these players down before we even need to use the rest of our abilities. So we're going for our most strongest attacks possible. In this case, we are going to attack all enemies with Now You See Us, right? We do have this one, which is 1 enemy, and we'll ignore 50% of the target's defense and could turn them into a sheep as well. So this could be a good entry, but I'm quite confident with my Wukong's damage, and I think an AoE is going to be good. So we're going to focus on Tagoar, but we're going to overall do a lot of good AoE damage. All right, now we've got Queen of Hearts. This here is a team up, so we're going to get everyone attacking on a single target, right? Once again, we're going to make sure that we focus on that Tagoar. We want Tagoar dead as soon as possible. So we go for that. And Tagoar is out of the picture. So now we just need to focus on their next support, Earstrid. We've got Cardio here, right? Now, that's going to be fine. Attacks one enemy, heals all any allies by 7.5% of their max HP. So that's a good starter. Day 1 will do, and that means they no longer have any support. So we can now just finish up, right? They don't have supports. We're just going to focus Alice first because she's going to be attacking next with her turn meter. Try and get her down, and we did it. Wonderful. That was a pretty easy fight, though, because the team power difference was quite a lot larger. So let's go through again, see if there's any other fights we could potentially take. Here, we've got a very interesting setup. This could be a bit of a scam. And by that, what I mean is sometimes you'll see a fight with a lower team power and think, oh, this is an easy fight. They've only got 2 champions or they've only got 1 champion. Be careful because it could be a bit of a setup. In this case, they've got 50 team power, 50k team power between them. each 100 in total, and they have a Haikatoon who's going to basically boost turn meter for them, right? So, and then an Alice is a damage dealer. Depending on their speed here, we might be in a bit of a situation, but I've got Sun Wukong, and Sun Wukong's aura gives me 25% extra speed, so I'm not too worried about this level 50 Haikatoon being much of a problem. We should be able to get enough speed to start this fight first, and we do just about have enough speed, so what we're going to want to do is focus on Haikatoon here, because she's going to keep affecting our turn meter, right? We don't want that. So we're going to try and target her. Maybe we can sheep her, maybe? No problem. She got eliminated straight away. So, yeah. If we were to target Alice first, could have been a different story. Now we're going to move on. Luckily, that wasn't much of a trap. Let's look at what other fights there might be here. All of these have far higher team power than I'm willing to risk. This here could be a potential fight, but a large difference in team power here. This looks like something that's not worth it. So now we just need to refresh our list and look for more fights. Going to scroll down. Easy fight here. Gotta love these ones. So let's take this one out. You'll get a lot of these all the time. So once this happens, just take advantage of it, right? And now we're going to go through and see what other fights that we could potentially take. A 165k, a 64k. This is a bit of a throw. This could be a bit of a dangerous pick. 64,000 on a single champion. And this is Arbiter, who has 30% extra speed in arena battles. Higher than my Sun Wukong's. She probably has been built with pretty decent stats as well. This, to me, is a bit of a trap. You want to avoid these. Even though our team power is much higher, we have 4 champions. This is a bit of a dangerous trap. If she's built a lot of speed and good gear, let's avoid that, okay? Avoid these ones very, very, very cautiously. So let's look at other good matchups. We've got one here that's 169k, and they have Skeletor, He-Man, they have Tuhak the Wanderer, and Gameran. So they have an attack, and another attack. Oh, 2 supports. And their aura is increased ally accuracy. This seems like a pretty fair fight for us. We should have enough speed to go first. We're going to want to try and take down Skeletor and then Gameran. Skeletor seems to be their main sort of support here. So focus Skeletor first. We do have enough speed. So we'll go for our A2 to just try and take Skeletor down immediately. We sheeped him. Great. Now we can team up on their next support over here. He's going to be a sheep for 1 turn. We'll deal with him later. So let's try and take out the Self support. Managed to get it to work. Okay. And then let's start to deal damage on whoever's going to have a turn next. It looks like it is going to be He-Man. So we'll just do an A1 on He-Man. And then we've got Alice. Go like this. And they're all dead besides this final support Skeletor. And then we just go absolutely in on this one. Nice and easy. So that wasn't too hard of a fight. We just made sure we targeted the right champions first. Now for our next fight, I want to focus on a bit of a team power gap. 188k versus 184k. Just to show that you can still win in some cases. Now, if you can avoid taking team power gaps like this, do it, right? Try and only take fights where you've got the lead. But in some cases, you can still win when you're a bit smarter about how you approach it. So basically, in this team, let's break down what they could potentially be doing. We've got a HP champ here. We've got a support champ, a HP champ, and an attack champ. So Supreme Athor is probably going to be doing most of the damage. They're all level 60s. But basically, what we want to try and do is take down this support champ first, who is going to have some kind of revive ability, most likely, right? And we want to make sure that we don't let them revive, okay? And then, once the support champion is dead, we can put all of our focus on Supreme Athor, who's going to be doing most of the damage to you. Once both of those dead, it's going to be a bit more of an easier battle against 2 of these HP champs. So this is our focus. We've thought about our target priority. We've got our target priority going into this, right? We want to focus on the support first, so we're going to put a lot of pressure on the support, okay? So A3 from Monkey King, we don't really want to sheep him. We want to get him eliminated. Oh, wow. Their attack actually has a very low amount of HP. Now, this attack champ is going to do us a lot of damage, so I'm wondering if maybe we go the route of taking this out instead. I did not expect them to have such low defense, so I think this would be a better approach for us. Support may revive them, but we can deal with that. If they can, we can force this champion to miss their turn, then it's going to be worth it. So this should be able to take them out. And there it is. Okay, the attack champ's now eliminated. Now, in sort of anticipation of us taking a lot of damage from this team, we are going to do Cardio's A2 here, which is going to make sure that we revive on death for 2 turns, okay? So this is going to be important for us to just give us a bit of defensive revive potential. Now we're going to need to try and take down the support champ before their attack champ gets res. So here we go. This is our focus now. Very tanky support champ by the looks of things. Oh, there's a lot of damage coming in from these HP champs. Might have to focus on these instead now. The support champ has been built very tanky. So target priorities, you're going to have to just change things. It's okay if we get eliminated here. We've got a revive on death in the way. Okay, let's get an unkillable and removal buffs from enemies. That will be great. Going to help a lot. Through fear. Okay, then we can go into the A1. And then we're going to have to just do a straight heal. It's going to have to be our A1 for the heal. Do this here. We go. And then we'll go for our A2. Okay, brilliant. A2 on this one. All right, now we just got 1 left. So this was a bit of like trying to figure out what the best thing to do was on the fly here, right? We almost got eliminated, but we learned from our mistakes and focused on who had the least amount of health. Turns out their support champ just has so much defense that we had to just avoid that, right? Entirely. So even though they got the damage boost, the team power advantage, there was still a way to get ahead of that fight, okay? So let us now take a look at some other options. A 165 versus 184. They've got Mausoleum Mage as their support. Loki the Deceiver, another support. And then Alice and Kale. This is a very like free-to-play-ish champion build. We know all of these champs are from just starting the game. They got some perfect souls, though. So, you know, they got all more HP in battle, but we're going to have more speed than them. Definitely going to want to focus Mausoleum Mage and then Loki. Probably Loki first. Loki is a spirit, so I think we can use Alice to deal damage to Loki. The affinity bonus will come into play there. So that's going to be my focus here. On Alice's attack, I'm going to focus Loki. For Sun Wukong, I will focus Mausoleum Mage. Okay. And then we're doing A3 probably on Mausoleum Mage. Okay, Loki's actually intargetable here. Alright then. Alright, let's do an A1 and Kale then. This seems like quite an easy fight actually. Got to take down the other champs first. Ooh, Alice does a lot of damage though. Okay, a little bit scary. No problem. Alice is the damage dealer here. She needs to be eliminated as soon as humanly possible. My Alice A1 should be enough. There it is. Okay, great. My Wukong revive comes in. We're going to have to A1 Kale. Just get Kale out of the way. Loki's not going to be much of a problem now. The only one we can target, so that's great. And we just put A2 Loki, and there we go. Okay, once again, we just had to learn on the fly who to focus when and where. Now we got to wait 1 minute probably before the next refresh. All right, now we've reset with our 15-minute refresh timer. Let's take a look at what easy fights we can start with. This is always what you want to do. Right, we've got a Rectordraft, a Alice, Kale, and a Magnar. So obviously Rectordraft is going to be untargetable by solo single shot targets. That's kind of one of her special things. Perfect Veil, right? But that's fine. We've got a lot of AoE to deal with her. So we're going to go into this and just spam a bunch of AoE, and this should be a pretty easy fight for us. So they're all level 50s anyway. Let's put our most focus on Alice the Wanderer, because she's going to do a lot of damage. This is a pretty easy fight. Brilliant. It's going to be a lot like that most of the time. So that one's done and dusted. As long as you focus champion fights where the team power is lower, you're good to go. How about this one? 136. This one is going to be very easy. We can just put this on auto. The damage, the team power difference is just so high, you don't even need to worry. In that case, you really are just good to go to just speed through it. I mean, there's very little chance they're going to be able to beat you, right? If it's like between 10 and 20,000 difference, I usually like to be a bit more careful. Ooh, we got a first Supreme Gaelic face up here with Alice the Wanderer as well. And then we got Lonathariel, and of course, War Priest on support. Interesting. A lower team power here, but I'm a little bit worried about what these two attack champs could do to us. So let's go into here. We're going to make sure that we focus War Priest. Heals a target ally with 20% of their max HP. Heals our allies except the target. Honestly, there is not much of a, not much of a support champion here. Like, War Priest isn't great. You know, so we're actually going to just focus Alice, and then we're going to focus Supreme Garlic. Let's go straight in. Supreme Garlic actually has faster speed and lower HP, so he will be an easier target for us to go on first. He's got a counterattack, though. We do need to be aware of that. Okay, let's try and take him out. They don't have any revives or anything, so we're good to go there. And then we will put our A1 on Alice and get Alice out of the picture. And this should be pretty easy now. Yeah, so we don't always want to focus the support. We should take a look at their skills, because sometimes the support we're fighting may not really have any good support power anyway. Right, we've got a 166k. Okay, this is a good moment to talk about sometimes just fights you want to avoid. These two champions here, Ultimate Death Knight and Rhonda, I tend to actually avoid both of these. They are a nightmare to deal with. They do so much damage. And they're just really, look at all of this, right? It's actually crazy. Too awesome to die when an ally is attacked. Has a 100% chance of completely blocking one hit, decreasing the incoming damage to 0. This champion will receive that damage instead. It's crazy. So both of these champs are a nightmare. If you see either of these, just avoid it. Even if it seems like a low team power, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't risk it. Sometimes these are like trap fights that aren't worth going into. We have a 182k here. Very close matchup. We've got a Haikatoon who's going to give them speed. We've got a HP with Balth the Rancid. We've got Alice the Wanderer as their main attack. And then we've got Athor as their main attack. So Haikatoon is going to give us debuffs of speed. They're going to fill turn meters and tackle enemies. So we definitely want to get Haikatoon out of the picture as soon as possible, because Haikatoon is going to ruin our team's turn meter. So get her out of the way. She's only a level 50, so that shouldn't be too hard. And then we focus Alice, who's going to be the main sort of arena nuker. We do have enough speed to outperform them, so we're going to A3 there, Haikatoon. We didn't get the sheep, no problem. We're A3 with Queen of Hearts. Should be dead. There we go. And then we focus Alice here. She's eliminated. And then we can go for whatever matters. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay. Now, as you progress through these tiers, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get more and more fights that just seem more and more difficult. You're going to refresh the list and be like, I can't take this fight, can't take this one, I can't take this one, I can't take this one. And you're going to struggle. And at this point, it's just a grind. You've got to make sure your defense team is strong enough to be able to reduce the amount of incoming losses as much as possible and get on the game as much as you can to keep refreshing, to just get each little win that you can bit by bit, following the target priorities that I've shown you, avoiding potential trap teams, and making sure to adjust on the fly if you suddenly realize one champion on the enemy team has more health than you would have first thought, and try to stay on your feet, always trying to predict what's going to happen, and try not to auto, because at this stage of Classic Arena, if you auto your way into the game, you may just end up losing to teams that even have lower power than you. So hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, maybe we'll continue the series as we progress closer to Platinum rank. Let me know if you found it useful, and I'll see you in the comments.